Hi, welcome back to Vintage Fashion Hat Chat. I'm Norma Shepherd, the director of the Mobile Millinery Museum and the author of 5 books on vintage fashion, including 1,000 hats. I'm doing the blue hair, blue hat thing today, and I will tell you more about the hat I'm wearing at the end of this video. What I want to talk to you about today is more of dating vintage hats by looking at the old movies. And the movie I selected today is from 1947, and it was called A Double Life. Now, there are several different styles of hats in that movie, and I have selected 3 and time-stamped them in the description box that I want to talk about. Circa 1947, hats were very ubiquitous and varied. So in the late 1930s, millinery showings went from 2 seasons to 4 seasons. It was an attempt to save the millinery industry. There were several factors that prompted a need to do that. One of them being that during the 1920s, the traditional cloche style was simply one style that people were choosing, and if the styles didn't change, you didn't need to purchase new hats. So during the 1930s, it became more of a challenge. During the war years, of course, it was when France was under siege, the seat of fashion shifted from Paris to New York. So that was another factor, and New York designers were eager to obviously sell more hats. And once there were 4 seasons for millinery showings, that was more opportunities and also more social imperatives to purchase new hats for each season. So you see in the late 1930s, and I've done videos on that, and I will do a few more, and into the 40s, there is a large variety of different styles of hats. So I've selected only 3 to talk about today in this movie, but if you do choose to watch the whole movie, enjoy some of the others and think about the styles that you see as well. So the first one I want to talk about, the one that appears early in the film, is this very plain, and it is shown on profile, so I'm going to try and show it the same way. It appears as if the hat in the film is felt, as this one is, and it's absolutely plain. It's this almost modified and exaggerated sugarloaf style. This is a felt. Actually, the one in the film is even plainer than this one. It does not have the band or the indentation where the band wraps the hat, and nor does it have the grosgrain bow. So this is even fancier than the one you see in the film. Now, going further along, there is a very lavishly feathered, fancy hat that we might think of as a cocktail hat. It was actually a half hat, and there's several views of it, again time-stamped in my description box. And what's interesting about it are the rooster tail feathers and the fact that it is a half hat. Now, the one that I've selected that is similar in a sense is this one from the same period, late 1940s. Lots of gorgeous rooster tail feathers. Now, this one is asymmetrical. It drapes more to the right, your left, than the one in the film. And of course, the crown at the back is a full crown. It's not a half hat. So that's the only distinction. But this one is very dramatic on, I think, oh gosh, about 15 years ago, I wore this on a Montreal morning television show to talk about hats, and the presenter wanted to purchase it from me. As you can see, she didn't get away with purchasing it. Anyway, now further along again is this wonderful little cap, really done in the Juliet cap style. And the hat I've selected from the museum to resemble it is this one. This one has this cluster of rooster tail feathers, of course. This is a velvet piece. There's some beading here, simulating maybe some feather fronds. Now, the hat that you see in the film, the poof, is done with white feathers. I think it's feathers anyway, so it gives the same effect, but there's this contrast between the black and the white. So I recommend that film to you. I also recommend that you watch more of the videos if you're interested in dating hats, vintage hats that maybe you find at thrift stores when you're out and about, or maybe some that you've, you know, got from Granny's attic or a great aunt, or who knows where they come from if you're a hat collector, even some that are purchased online. If you're interested in being precise about dating them, then I recommend you watch these videos. If you find them helpful, please subscribe, hit like, share, hit the notification bell. I do post Mondays and Thursdays. So as promised, I'll talk about this hat now. This is a piece by Canadian milliner Maria Kiersick. Her pieces are done often, the fascinators are done on a hairband or on a chignon strap. They don't move. They're wonderful. It seems to be a vintage straw, and she does incorporate some vintage elements in some of her designs. And there are some vintage flowers at the back. So once again, thank you for watching, and have a hatty day.